Now, the third paragraph is highlighting what we've been talking about in our special relationship section all the way through. And maybe we'll get to it tonight. Hopefully it says your brother is your, and it puts quotes around the word enemy. And that's what it says. Our brothers look like they're our seeming enemy in essence, because you see in him the rival for your peace, a plunderer who takes his joy from you and leaves you nothing but black despair, so bitter and relentless that there is no hope remaining. Now vengeance is all there is to wish for. Now can you but try to bring him down to lie in death with you, as useless as yourself, as little left within his grasping fingers as in yours. And so this is kind of saying when we think that gratitude is a thing, that sounds pretty terrible, doesn't it? That's an awful description of how we see each other. And yet it says, that's kind of what we do. This thing where at least I'm better off than others. Or when we look at others and go, they're better off than me. That competitive nature inside of us. It says you do not offer God, again, this reiterates this thought above, you do not offer God your gratitude because your brother is more slave than you, nor could you sanely be enraged if he seems freer, and yet we do at times. It says love makes no comparisons, and gratitude can only be sincere if it be joined in love. So we have to take our attention off of what we see in the world, off of the hotness we have about others and ourselves and our placement in the world. We offer thanks to God our Father that in us all things will find their freedom. It will never be that some are loosed while others still are bound. For who can bargain in the name of love? Again, we're going back to this. We're reiterating this same thought. We cannot be free or grateful if others are not free. And so we have to find an answer that frees us all. And that's what seems almost impossible in this world. And yet what the Course is constantly telling us is to you it may be impossible, and to the ego it is impossible, but to God, who only knows you in the truth of what you are, it is quite possible. And so now we get the how-tos. Therefore, give thanks to God. Give thanks, but in sincerity, and let your gratitude make room for all who will escape with you. And this is, Ternay, I was thinking about this. This is why everyone, when we hear of someone who is going through something, wants to reach out. Because we know we find our wholeness in each other. We know we find our wholeness as we reach out. As we reach out in love, we are enlivened. We are instilled. We are fulfilled. We are completed. It says, we will escape with you, the sick and the weak, the needy and afraid, those who mourn a seeming loss or feel apparent pain. Who could suffer cold or hunger, or who walk the way of hatred and the path of death? All these go with you. Let us not compare ourselves with them, for thus we split them off from our awareness of the unity we share with them as they must share with us. We thank our Father for one thing alone, that we are separate from no living thing. And therefore, look what it says, one with him. If we are separate from no living thing, then we are one with God. This isn't saying one with us. This is saying we are one with God. When we know that connection, when that desire inside of us to reach out and hold each other in love, we know we are one. We know that. It says, and we rejoice that no exceptions can ever be made which would reduce our wholeness, nor impair or change our function to complete the one whom God himself, the one who is himself completion. We give thanks for every living thing, for otherwise we offer thanks for nothing, and we fail to recognize the gifts of God to us. There is no loss. There is only completion. I remember when Paul, do you want to say something? You know what? So many names. That's kind of what we were talking about. That's okay. He said, would that be the holy instant? The idea here, when we are complete, when we know that completion, yes, it's what a miracle is. It's the same thing as what a holy instant is. We can have many holy instances where we feel that oneness. There is no doubt in our minds. And what happens is we have these moments, right? And then we fall back and we sleep again into our ancient learning that kind of gets us comfortable in our complacency, in our evaluations, in our comparisons. And that's why this is that beautiful line in there that says, love makes no comparisons. That's such a powerful thought. So watch ourselves when we get into comparing ourselves with others, maybe to say, I'm worse off. Well, we can see that's a terrible comparison, but we use these comparisons sometimes to say, oh, I'm grateful I'm not there because I'm better off. But what this is saying is that doesn't help us. So what do? We need to be able to move past the comparisons to love. And it says here, we thank our Father for the one thing alone, that we are separate from no living thing. And therefore, we are one with him, the top of 6. That's what that thought is about. We are one right now, whether we're aware of it or not. Our awareness does not diminish the power of God. It just diminishes the fact that we aren't benefiting from it.